Hello and welcome to another episode of Music with Purpose. I'm your host, Tommy O. Here is Robert C. Fullerton. Take it away, Bob and Company.
It's unending. I think that changes must be pending, even though they are a pending. Bedrock of my life. It's unending. These mixed up signals you keep sending. Frequencies are ending, driving in the night. Get to the end to find that there's still more. It's just a loop that runs right to my door and brings me back again. Said it brings me back again. Tried turning pages, but the stream of nonsense is still rages. Seems I'm locked in my own cages, even though I hold the key. Keep seeing places I know I've been before, 'cause it's just a loop. Runs right to my door and brings me back again. Said it brings me back again. No matter how things change, still remain the same. I feel like a pawn caught up in a madman's game that brings me back again. Said it brings me back again. It brings me back again. Oh, it brings me back again.
Let's take a break for a minute. Thanks for coming down to play.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Robert, you come from the Torrington area?
I live in Torrington, yes.
Live in Torrington.
Yes.
So it's a bit of a haul to come down to the center of the state.
Well, I don't think of it as that. It took me about 45, maybe 50 minutes, but an hour and a half is still good, so it's for a cause. It's for
the musician gets used to traveling anyway.
Yeah.
The cause, well, this Concerts with Causes does get together and create this Music with Purpose show. Mm-hmm. We have purpose for putting the show out. We try to look into the meanings sometimes and why people do it, but I first just want to get on with that finger style. Where did you...
To be honest, it was all the result of an accident. About 12 years ago, I injured right and middle index finger on this hand, and it's now, You can see there's a difference. It took me like 6 months of physical therapy or occupational therapy, 2-3 days a week after surgery, and really fighting to get full use back because I couldn't stop playing music. That was not an option. After that, once I got to where I could hold a pick, because of the finger length difference here, it wasn't the same, and it became actually easier for me to adapt to my fingers, you know. And you'll notice I still don't use this one a lot, but that's only because it sounds different, because there's no nail on it. That, and also the desire to not just want to be just another guitarist up there chugga-chugga on chords, you know. It gives me percussion, it gives me a bass line, gives me, you know, a little more depth to the sound.
If I can go that percussion word, if Tommy Emmanuel, some kind of an influence. I use that name because among many fingerstyle players, he's now
absolutely.
he's Clapton.
He's actually one I'd never heard of until after I started delving into
being
this.
compared to him, maybe.
But him, Andy McKee, who was a YouTube sensation, I saw him play in Collinsville. Who's the other guy? I'm trying to think of his name. He actually used to play with Paul McCartney, which is deceptive because you think of a lead guitarist, you know, but he does fingerstyle. His name eludes me right now.
There's a name, Jeff. Is it Pivar? That's
Jeff Pivar? Yeah,
he's a Connecticut guy.
Yeah.
I said Meriden.
There are
we'd like to claim
some
him.
fantastic musicians that have come out of Connecticut and made it big.
But that kind of same fingerstyle, I remember him for, or being able to picking out a few more notes.
Well, it's even like Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits. He does all his lead. He doesn't use a flat pick. He uses his fingers.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's not a new thing. Derek Trucks on the slide guitar uses his fingers. I tried using a pick the other day just for the fun of it, and I couldn't. It was an awkward feel just because I've gotten so used to.
You've got a few more
style.
strings going on. It brings me back to the ragtime. I think they would use that term for some of the first guitar that was picking multiple strings, or bluegrass for that
I mean, they're
region.
all there are so many. I'd say studied, but informally studied so many different styles. I've played jazz, I've played classical, I've played blues, I've played folk. You know, so I've done all those, and you take a little bit from all of those.
The jazz comes through sweetly and strongly.
Thank you.
Together with the writing, there's an Americana through it that's just...
It's like I said, people always want to know what genre you are, what style, and I always trouble with that. You know, Americana is a good one, but I've kind of said, thinking maybe I'm acoustic soul.
I'll give you that.
But
if I had to
No, it's fine. But that whole idea of music having feeling, you know, and really wanting to reach out and grab.
So a very important part of the playing style, the physicality, was brought by, let's say, the healing process. The writing, what's the writing got for you? Any cathartic thing, or is it just an observational?
I've had a muse for many of my songs are based on a muse that was in my life for a while, and the whole gamut of that. There are other songs that I've written. There's one on my last album called Anastasia's Lament, which started off as a Facebook exercise. I just I said, I want 10 words, and send them to me privately so no one's influenced by the other words. So, you know, I ended up with probably 26 words, something like that. I chose the first 10 and then a few others, and then I wove them together into a song thinking it'd just be some silly little ditty. And it ended up, actually, by the name, Anastasia's Lament. It's a very serious song, and it worked.
Much like the poem kit, a bunch of letters on a refrigerator, since they were at random in a single word, if it gets published, do you owe any of them anything? You've mixed it up, but I remember Christopher Cross and the three people that had to sit with him at the table for winning an award.
Right. If it's co-writing, they officially just, I don't know. I hope it never gets to that because
I hope it does. Let the
Well,
lawyers sue it. Let the accountants work
Well, that's
it
what I
out.
told them. I'm on iTunes, I get like 70 cents per song, so I'll share the 1/20th of 70 cents every 70 cents.
It comes out to about a trillionth.
Yeah.
At least trickles down that much. In my
So it's, it's that. But I look at it as songwriting is two things. It's music and it's writing. And so particularly the lyric part of it, I keep a journal. I keep my phone with me with an app. I've got a legal pad. That any idea, you write down. And I also give myself exercises, to just strengthen writing skills.
What might be?
Well, for
If
instance,
you want to share one.
Okay, yeah,
There's
yeah.
a-
I've got another song that
There's
will
at least one
probably-
budding songwriter who wants
Yeah,
to.
yeah. This should be on the next album. It's called Caroline. And I started off with just one line that, one of those things that just kind of like pops out of the air in your head, and it was called, "She had a predisposition for disaster." I think it's a great line, but
It alliterates well.
and a lot of people know that woman. I don't know, but I said to some friends, again, the Facebook thing, I said, before I turn it into a song, I want to experiment with it. Give me a poem style or writing style, and I want to mess with that line. So a friend is into haiku, so I wrote that into a haiku. I wrote it into a sonnet. I wrote it into, it's called hard-boiled style, which is like, I forget the guy's name, but the Maltese Falcon and all of that. So, yeah, I took all those things, and finally one friend said, "Oh, how about a Celtic dirge?" And
What's the cadence on something like
well,
that?
that would be like 6/8, but that's not what I did with. I did it in 3/4. It's like, "Go away from my door, oh Caroline. Sweet ain't what you came here for. Just have your say from a mile away. But stay away from my door, Caroline. Stay away from my door, Caroline. She had a predisposition for disaster." Kind of John Prine-ish. "Trouble followed wherever she'd go. And if you're a wise boy when she bats those eyes, you'll head for the hills screaming no. You head for the hills screaming no." But again, I took that line and said, let me do some different things with it before I even try to put it into a song.
This is the wordsmithing a tech will do, and when you get to mastering or EQing, they're going, well, let's try it this way. Let's try it
Yeah,
that way.
yeah.
After it's already in the can, basically, we're still trying different EQ curves.
That's why I like using my phone, because it's handy to get down ideas quick, but I like the idea of actually physically writing. For one thing, it's a physical involvement, but it's also, I love to go back and see the progress. The scratched out lines, the arrows, and all of this stuff, by the time, it's not static, so at least not for a while.
And you might also find maybe a small sliver that you overlooked in the final draft. Wait a minute, there was something of that original rawness or not.
Right.
But it is nice to see, because there's nothing else. There'll be no other record of that. If you erased that first
Right,
that
and it's
original.
still there. And I've even pulled from what I thought were two different song ideas, and they end up in the same one and scrapping everything else that surrounded them, so. That song, Full Moon, Starry Night, Glass of Red, took 3 years to write. I wrote the chorus one night in 2013. It was the same month, I forget which one, I think March. And then finally decided I was going to, Gracie Day, whom you had on here, I even sent it to her and said, "Do you want to try and co-write it? Write some verses for me." And she said, "Sure." Sent me a note 3 days later going, "I got nothing."
It's all you.
So yeah, so I sat down and decided to write it, and then it was something I pulled out from other song ideas, put them all together. Like I said, 3 years in the making.
Well, actually, we only heard it during the sound check, I believe, and it's time to do a little more. I'm no further ados. It's time to, let's hear about that. What's the title of that one?
Full Moon, Starry Night, Glass of Red.
Glass of Red. Off to a glass of red myself. Adios. Thank you very much, Robert.
Good.
Play us out, will you?
Yeah, we'll have to. Called now.
We used to hold hands, something that I miss in the elevator. We'd always sneak a kiss, felt like a kid again. Ever I was out with you. We'd drive on clear nights, find a place to park, sign out on the hood, taking all the stars, felt like a kid again. Now there's no us, there's just you, just me. Now we'd watch a movie, sipping on some wine. You turned toward me, that look was in your eyes. Felt like a kid again. Ever I was out with you, on a dewy hillside, neath the moonlight, holding each other. We'd spend the whole night. Felt like a kid again. Ever I was out with you. Now there's no more what could be. Now there's only what used to be. Now there's no us, there's just you, just me. Now there's no more what could be. Now there's only what used to be. Yeah. Now there's no us, there's just you, just me. Now thank you very much. Jared's gonna sit this one out. This is a song I wrote about while standing on the porch, thinking of someone who was far away. Some Sunday after sunset, I go out to gather in some air. Familiar feelings of a phantom far from here. A week, a month, a year or two, still my thoughts all come back to you. Full moon, starry night, glass of red. Slowly the wine starts to fall my head. Still one thing seems to always burn through my memories of you. Find myself losing sight of things unseen. Silent sounds summon someone far from here. A sip of glass, carafe or two. Still my thoughts all come back to you. Full moon, starry night, glass of red. Slowly the wine starts to fall my head. Still one thing seems to always burn through my memories of you. Time can't do what the miles have done, can't undo what we've become. While wine may dull the thoughts of some, it always brings my thoughts back to you. Silent sounds summon someone far from here. A sip of glass, carafe or two. Still my thoughts all come back to you. Full moon, starry night, glass of red. Slowly the wine starts to fog my head. Still one thing seems to always burn through my memories of you. This is a song called Ed McMahon. 2, 3, 4. Ed McMahon, won't you please knock on my door? I need some money badly, could you get it here by 4? My bank account is overdrawn, my bills are overdue. So hurry, Ed McMahon, I really want you to come through for me. The back and shoulder up on my lawn, they said it's time to pay. But I used up my last card to pay the others yesterday. I told them they could take my car, they laughed, said that won't do. So hurry, Ed McMahon, I really hope you will come through for me. I buy me several tickets, I buy them every day. Take a shiny penny and I scratch off all the gray. If I win $5, I go and buy 5 more. 'Cause I'm waiting for your envelope to show up at my door, yeah. So tell me, Ed McMahon, why you not knocked on my door? And why I don't see you and Johnny on the TV anymore? But I still sit here waiting, guess I still believe in you. So hurry, Ed McMahon, I really need you to come through.